A lot of you guys have been requesting TradeBot setting videos, so that is exactly what I am going to do. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how to find good profitable pairs for your TradeBots, and then over the next few days I will be doing videos on how to optimize your settings for these specific pairs. But the most important thing for any TradeBot, even before settings, is what pair you're trading, because your TradeBot is only as good as the pair that it's actually trading. If you want to make profit on its small moves, or be able to, consistently make gains with it, there are some very important requirements that it does have to meet. And today, hopefully, it will help you find some very consistent pairs in order to use with your TradeBots. First off, I wanted to look at Bitcoin really quick, a little Bitcoin update. So if we did see here, it did finally break its downtrend here and is now retesting $9,000. This is a very big landmark, as a lot of people thought that it would just fall below 6,000 again after this dump right here. I remember this was a time of a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, as everyone just thought it would correct again and maybe fall to new lows. But we did see strong buy support at around 8,000, so it did end up rebounding. Now we did see it break this long-term trend, which I think is huge for Bitcoin, as this may be the bottom. Obviously, there's no way of knowing for sure if this is the bottom. But after making this big move, I have seen a lot of projections of people saying it may go back up to above $10,000 in the near future. And if it does, then we could see another Bitcoin uptrend in 2018. But you never know because of these crazy markets. But anyways, let's get right into the video and how to find pairs. So I will be showing you guys how to find these pairs using 4 websites, all of which are free. So you will need an exchange in order to do this. In this video, I'm going to be using Binance. You will also need to go on this website called CoinMarketCal. A lot of you guys probably haven't heard of this website. It's sort of similar to CoinMarketCap, except here it shows you all of the upcoming news for cryptocurrencies. So as you can see here, there's news for all sorts of altcoins, Bitcoin. Anything major is here, and this can be really useful to see, when there might be some hype for a specific coin, because their team might be announcing something new, or they might be releasing some new technology. So this website's super useful. And then, of course, the classic CoinMarketCap. There are other websites similar to it, so if you have a site that you prefer to CoinMarketCap, you can always use that. But CoinMarketCap is always a very useful site to use. So first off, we're going to start with your exchange. So one of the most important things when finding a pair is always having high volume. High volume means your orders can get filled the second they are placed, and your bot won't have open orders that are just waiting to get filled. So high volume is almost necessary if you're trading with anything above 0.1 Bitcoin. Even 0.05, I would, the higher volume, the better. Normally, the least amount I do is 500 volume. Anything below that tends to be a little bit slow if you really want to trade it. But if there really is a coin that you love long term, for example, I don't know if you like Walton coin, which is only getting 448 Bitcoin volume right now. Maybe that there's some news coming up and the volume will go up, then that can also be fine. But I definitely stay away from anything down here once you start going down a little bit farther. But you can always look at the top few. So something that a lot of people might want to do is trade Ethereum. Now, what I think is, if you're going to trade Ethereum, it does just follow Bitcoin exactly. These really big coins, they just mirror Bitcoin whenever it makes big moves. So I highly recommend not going on those coins. So those do include any coin like Ethereum, Neo, Litecoin, these major coins that really follow the trends of Bitcoin. I would generally try to stay away from that because you want to be safe in case Bitcoin crashes, so your bot doesn't just buy a ton of bags of this coin that you are currently trading. So let's look at a few of these coins. I'm not a fan of TRX, but that does get very high volume, so you might want to look at that. Personally here, what I'm looking at, this is from knowledge that I already have on the market. So technology and teams behind these coins, it's always good to research as many coins as possible. So personally here, out of these high volume coins, I would choose ICX, Nano, I have heard is great. I would maybe take a look at RPX, ADA, a lot of these coins that are high volume, big movers. Now, another thing that a lot of people might look for are moves that are maybe too big, or either moves that are too big upwards or moves that are too big downwards. So here we see a coin, this is DLT, which recently had a very big pump. Now, this is a very risky situation for trade bots, as if it does crash after it pumps, you may accumulate a lot of this coin that you don't want to have. So I highly recommend not trading a coin that's pumping unless you know that it's going to be able to sustain a higher price, because then your bot can just get on a lot of bags. So any coin that moves up like 30% in one day that you haven't heard of, and especially if it's a move that goes very fast like this, I would definitely stay away from that. If it's a long-term uptrend, then that could be something to look at. If you think it's going to keep going up, then that would be a great coin to run on your bot. But anything that moves too fast, upwards or downwards, can be a thing to stay away from. Now, if you do have a coin that you like long-term and it goes downwards a lot in one day, as it is very new and you like it, then that could be a great idea. So here we have RPX, which is the coin that just recently got added to Binance. Probably got added today. So this might be a great coin to trade, as it's going to be high volume from new people trading it on Binance, along with it being very volatile because of the price that's going to be changing so much, since a lot of this coin is getting onto the exchange, and now a lot of money will be able to access this new coin that may cause it to increase in price. So something like this could be good if you do like the coin and the technology behind it. So once you have found some coins that you think are high volume and you might want to trade, something else that you can look for is cryptocurrency market calendar. So here you can find news that other people have found, whether that be on Twitter, multiple sources, or websites for that coin. So here we can see some examples. We see the Stellar London meetup. Now if you see this little fire thing, that just means it's going to be more popular, sort of bigger news. Now this is something really important you want to look for on this site. There are a ton of news events, and you might say, there's a Binance listing for this coin, or there's a coin that's getting rebranded to another name. The issue with these news things that have already been announced is that if other people already know about it, there's a high chance that it might have already affected the price. Meaning, if there's a certain date on here and it says like a rebranding or a fork, and then you're like, oh, that might increase the price of the coin, chances are it has already moved, as they have already announced that information. So what I would mostly look for are certain AMAs or conferences with these coins where there's a possibility of a big announcement coming, so it might make people buy up that coin unexpectedly. Those are the best events you want to look for. You want to look for things that are very ambiguous and might have a good connotation to them, giving it good news, and then eventually making it go up in price. So you can also do this just for day trading. This is super, super helpful. So here we see the Rebel token burn. Once again, if that was already announced, people already know it's going to happen, I would probably stay away from that. But here we have the IOST Tech Talk. This is just examples, by the way. I'm not saying that you should invest in these coins. But here we have a Tech Talk. Maybe we see on Twitter that they are sort of hinting at something being released in that Tech Talk. Then maybe that would be a great coin to put on your bot. Now, once you have found one of these coins, for example, IOST, then I would go ahead and look on charts. This is a very new coin here on Binance, and we see a heavy downtrend, so this could be very risky. And in the next videos, I will talk about how you can optimize your settings for certain trends. But this could be a great example of a coin to trade because we do have a Tech Talk consensus where they will cover some aspects of what they do, maybe announce some new technology in the future. We see this heavy downtrend after being added to Binance, so there's a chance there that this Tech Talk could reverse the trend as they may say something good. That's obviously up to you. You should do your own research before trading any of these coins, but that's a great way to find it. So what you want to look for, all in all, when looking for a cryptocurrency pair to trade is you want to look for something that is high volume, something that you like long term in case it crashes, so something that you believe in, and even if it did go down 50% in one day and you are holding a lot of it, you would still be happy with that because you still believe it's going to go up in the future. And if you can find something with news, as that may increase volatility and it may give you gains if your bot does start trading it, as it may, shoot up in value once one of those news releases happen. So anyways, guys, hopefully this has helped you identify some good trading pairs. Once you get in before the pumps, you can see a lot of profit, as you want to buy before the news actually happens in order to increase your profits. And I think long-term holding, if there's a coin that you really like, and you want to just trade long-term that's super volatile, for example, VenChain, then these can also be amazing coins. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this helped you find some pairs for your trade bot, and see you guys tomorrow.